I'm Mike Simons, Director of the National Electronics Museum, and today we're going to be talking about Echo 1, the satellite. A few years back, I had the opportunity to visit a relatively obscure naval installation along the Potomac River. While marching through the woods past an abandoned fence, we came across an indentation in the ground. It was a buried antenna about the size of a minor league baseball stadium that had been abandoned many, many years ago. And that antenna was designed to listen to reflections of Soviet radar off the moon. During the Second World War, the German military had Europe surrounded by radar antennas. At some point during the war, I guess maybe a little bit of downtime, some of these German radar technicians decided to try to reflect a radar signal off the moon, and they were successful. It may have been the first time that radio transmissions were sent from the Earth to the moon. Fast forward to the Cold War. Researchers in the United States thought that it'd be possible to detect radar signatures from Soviet radars that were inadvertently pointed at the moon if we had a receiving antenna here in the United States. It turned out that concept actually worked, although there was very few instances where everything lined up so that a radar signal would have been sent to the moon reflected back. But what scientists realized is you could use the moon as a reflector. So later on in the 1950s, the US Navy had set up a reflector site to send signals to the moon that could be then received by American naval fleets in the Pacific Ocean. So in the early 1960s, Bell Labs decided to take that concept one step further and launch a satellite which could be used as a reflector. That satellite was Echo 1. What Bell Labs designed was a giant mylar balloon that, when inflated, would be about 6 stories. It was contained in this capsule. This capsule was designed to be launched into space, and then it had explosive bolts along the equator here. The explosive bolts would blow, the capsule would open up, and inside would be the mylar balloon, which then would inflate. That mylar balloon was set into a low Earth orbit that was so bright that it could be visible during the daylight from the reflections of the sun on the balloon. But it made the perfect reflection station to send signals from one side of the Earth to another. In fact, it worked so well, a second Echo satellite was launched. Now, being just simply balloons, they did not last very long, but they were a great proof of concept that you could reflect signals off objects in space. Now, scientists had to come up with a material to make the balloon out of, and they came up with the material mylar, which we see every day. So next time you open up a bag of potato chips, you can think about Echo.